When did you do this painting?
Just about 30 years ago. You know, that's quite a while.
Fred, I think we've got company.
Howdy, folks.
Hey there. On Never Too Late this month, we're going to be talking painting and creativity.
And fishing. Yeah.
He's talking fishing. I'm talking creativity. He's Fred. I'm Dorothy. This is Never Too Late. For every one of us in the post-50 or post-70 generation who has ever lamented that our age is keeping us from reaching a goal or following a dream, taking up painting, maybe going back to school or even teaching, let me introduce cowboy artist Fred Oldfield.
Okay, folks. The first thing that I do is to mix very thinly with burnt sienna. And I do my drawing with that burnt sienna, like that. Then I start like this, and I let it run, like that, see? And don't worry about it. Let it run, because you're going to cut that out later. And this will dry real quick, and it's what I call positive and negative painting. It looks mighty negative right now, don't it?
Nearly 92, yes, you heard that right, 92. This cowboy is still painting, writing, teaching, and fishing, especially fishing.
Fishing to me is half my life, you know. I don't do it half the time, but I think about it a lot. And when I get out on that water, I'm telling you, I forget everything else but what I'm doing. And watching the current and the water and the flow, the rocks. And you get so you know the river real well, and half the fun, I catch and release most of the time. Unless I get hungry, I might keep on, but that's what I do is catch
Bad
and release.
luck for you, little fella.
That's probably the big thrill of my life now.
But not the only thrill. Fred began painting at 15 when he created a picture of a bull thistle. Big brother Dick said, "Why did you do that? It's a bull thistle." To Fred, the big thing was you could tell what it was. Paintings from those early days and from Fred's years as an illustrator are on display along with his latest paintings at the Fred Oldfield Western Heritage and Art Center in Puyallup, Washington, along with memorabilia from Fred's early life. The Western Heritage Center, conceived by Fred's daughter Joella, provides a perfect setting for memories of the old days and the Old West, like Fred's own favorite painting, Prisoners of Wounded Knee.
Well, I did go to Alaska right after the war, too, and I was painting up there. And I got to a place at Sitka, and there was no place to stay. So I went in this old building, and it had some people in there, and there was a lady in there, and it had been an old inn. And she said, "You go upstairs in the attic, and if you can find a spot, you can stay there." 20 guys in that attic. And I was broke. I started painting on linoleum squares. And I'd bring them down, and she got to looking at them, and she says she'd take them out at night and go from bar to bar and sell them. In the morning she'd call me and say, "Hey, come here, kid." And she'd start peeling me off some money.
How much do you suppose you got for those first paintings?
$5 to $10. It depends on.
Not bad.
No, I was glad to get my share.
Well,
I really worked with cattle and cattle ranches, and I did many things, though. I picked potatoes, picked apples, but basically it was cattle that I worked with, and wintertime we could get $10 a month board and room for feeding cattle. That was cold work, you know.
Well, you actually grew up on the reservation.
Yeah, I did, on the Yakima Indian Reservation. Yeah, I was born and raised there, and have a lot of Indian friends. In fact, I went back and rode with the Indians a lot. Up until about 20 years ago, I kept going back there until, it got too tough for me.
You were a big family, though.
Yes, we was. There was a family of 9, and we used to travel around in wagons looking for jobs, and it was like the grapes of wrath, you know. But to me, it was fun. I had a lot of fun. I was like 15, 16 years old. I was running around and fishing wherever I wanted to, chasing rabbits, and actually used to have to pick up cow chips for fuel. That was a big deal. You had to go.
I've done that.
Yeah. That's okay. You just fill that right in here, and you're doing good.
Closest to Fred's heart, perhaps, are the art classes he teaches at the Western Heritage Center when children from area schools and homeschooled kids come to learn about the Old West and art from their beloved Cowboy Fred.
I learned to be very honest, because if you don't, they're going to trap you. You know, you can't pull anything. Sooner or later, the kids are going to get wise and say, well, you didn't tell me that last time. That's different. They remember things. Horizontal lines pick up light, vertical lines lose it. So when you're going across like this, you lay it on. Real good. Nice greens.
Well, that brings us to our young artists today really did what you'd call a quick draw, because they were just here for a short time. And you said, but every one of them did a mountain, and everyone was different.
Everyone was different. They had a different thought in their mind, and they said, well, we got to do, I can just see their minds working. We got to do a mountain. What do we do? You know, and like one of them was the little brown mountain, and the other one had green on his mountain, and one of them put a shack in his cabin.
How long have you been working with these kids?
Well, I work with them off and on quite a bit. We have two other teachers, but when it comes down to, you know, doing something final, I like to work with them then. And so some we've had kids grow up from here and go to college already.
Are they studying art?
Oh, yeah, they're studying music and art, both. You know.
Oh, that's wonderful. That must be a really, really good
Oh,
feeling.
yeah. I have the kids write to me from college and say, gee, we miss being at the center with you.
Experts say the secret to dynamic aging is to keep doing something new. Check. Fred recently taped a PBS TV series at KWSU in Pullman, Washington, called Painting the West, in which he teaches the lessons he's learned over the years. The shows have been seen in 31 markets, but so far not in Western Washington. There's talk about more segments, but Fred isn't sure. It would likely interfere with the fishing. You've got some brand new pictures you just finished. How much do you still paint every day?
Every day. Almost every day. You know, there's days I don't, I'll be traveling and doing something, but every day that I have spare time, and I don't push myself much. I have the last few days, but mostly I don't want to push myself to paint, because if you paint when you don't want to, you'll be scraping it off the next day. So to really get something good, you have to live with it and dream. I do anyway.
What do you know about painting now, working like crazy? I happen to know that yesterday you were working to finish those paintings.
I was working this morning to finish a painting.
Well, good for you. So you didn't even get here yesterday. So what do you know about painting now that you didn't know 60 years ago?
Not much.
When I met you all those years ago, you had a twinkle in your eye. And today, now you'll be 92. No, not that kind of a twinkle. Be
careful.
Yes, I know. But today, almost 92.
I'll be 92 in March.
You still got
God
it.
willing.
God, indeed. So we all hope. Well, what keeps you going? How come you can do this? What makes you?
I got too many things to do. I'd say don't stay in the house if you can get out. I know some people are housebound. But if you're just sitting around wondering what to do with yourself, go up to the hospital and volunteer, and the first thing you know, you'll be happy, running around and got things to do, and they'll have you delivering medicine and doing things like that. And a lot of people say, I can't do that. Why can't you do it? I know I got buddies that say, I can't do that. You do that, but I can't. That's not true. All I got to do is make up my mind to do it, and you get out there and get going. That's all I can say.
Well, Fred, I hate to say it, but it's time to go. What do you say? Pack up your sleeping bag and climb on your
horse and ride off into the sunset.
Unless you see a fishing place and then you stop there.
Well, I would
right?
Stop there, yes.
Oh, it's been
a great time.
It has been a great time. Say goodbye to the folks.
Goodbye, folks. We'll see you down the trail.